we got quiet time now after February, which was everything. Although you didn't get hit that bad. You only had fates.
I also have had this and Project X Zone.
Yeah, but it's not your fault with this.
Oh, no. I didn't even get this.
No. Well, technically you did.
I did. I got $20 of black screen.
Did you at least get a refund?
I'm working on that now.
Okay. We're talking about Unravel today, which is the EA indie game that they put out. I'm Lehew.
I'm Paige.
And we both played this. She was going to play the Steam version, and then she'll explain what happened. And I played the PS4 version. Care to elaborate?
There was no game. Granted, as soon as I went to the site to download it and I saw it was EA, I was like, shoot. From there, I knew it was a bad start.
That was the thing, I remember when they announced this, I forgot it was EA doing it, so when it came out, I was like, oh, this game, I'll play it. And then I see, the EA symbol, and I'm like, oh, no.
Yeah.
So, there's no microtransactions, which I'm stunned, because this seems like the game, this even seems like a game EA would find a way. It's like, if we make him different colors, we could charge it. Bingo!
Yeah, see, I wouldn't even know that, because, downloaded the game, and then I tried to play the game, and then every time I tried to play it, I just got a nice black screen. At one point, I got the EA logo to show up, and then a nice black screen.
Aww.
So then that was just a slap to the face of haha, we're EA. Here's your game. And
here's your $20 of black.
Yeah. And then there'd be a pulsing white dot in the corner, and I'm like, oh, okay, so something's happening, and nothing ever happened, and it would lock my computer. So I couldn't even escape out of it. I had to take the battery out of my computer, put the battery back in, and then half the time the black screen would still be up.
Whoa!
Yeah.
It bricked your computer.
Yeah. So that was
okay, you didn't tell me that part.
Yeah, I kind of forgot that part.
Whoa!
So, that happened, and towards the very end when we were talking about it the other day, I tried to pull it up again. I at least got the music. So I can say the music for the,
So it's like your computer is, slowly getting it. Did you do what I said and uninstall and reinstalled?
Twice.
Twice? And your computer specifications are correct on
Oh,
it.
yeah. It's a Lenovo, made for gaming. It's...
Oh my god, you gotta get a refund on that. That's some BS. Although I did look, apparently that's pretty common on the PC release.
Yeah. So warning for anyone who wants to play it on the computer, don't.
I've just come to the exception that AAA games, anything from Ubisoft, EA, I can't say Capcom. Ubisoft and EA and Warner Brothers games are the big three ones. Don't buy the PC port. If we have learned from this, if we have learned from Mortal Kombat X getting canceled on the PC, we learned from Arkham Knight's PC, awful. You heard about that, right, with Arkham Knight?
I think so, yeah.
The game was literally so bad, Warner Brothers pulled it from Steam 3 hours after its release because it was 86% of people that bought it returned it because it was a week after the Steam full refund came into effect. So that didn't work out too well for them. Black Ops 3 was horrible on PC, but that shouldn't come as a surprise.
Yeah.
It's just, I'm noticing this, especially within the last year. It's PC gaming pulled that, Steam pulled that move of, but we're just going to make, now you can get a full refund if you don't like the game. You can get a full refund within 2-3 hours. And I've noticed ever since that announcement that AAA games are just well, if you're going to pull that, then we're just going to make the ports crappy so that way no one will want to buy on the PC anymore. It's not working. I played the PS4 version of this. I had no problems, actually, which I was surprised at. But then again, EA will just be on hands and knees at whoever's leading the console wars right now, which is Sony. So that's not a surprise to me that they made sure the game was fully optimized on the PS4. So I guess I'm going to be doing most of the talking on this.
How'd you like it?
It's good.
That is a very, very.
It's not great. It's good. I was doing a lot of research on this because this is one of those weird games where it's a big studio doing a smaller game, A, and B, I've seen critics really divided on this, which is surprising. And I kind of go right in the middle.
Alright.
I guess I'll start, basically, it's kind of hard to describe the story of this game. You're this little yarn creature named Yarny who... I mean, there's a story there. Essentially, he's trying to find his owners, and the whole story deals with, the ideas of death and loss and, all that fun stuff. It's an okay story. It actually has a pretty good ending. Pretty emotional, actually. I think the best way to go about this is start with the good.
Okay.
Game is gorgeous.
It looked gorgeous.
It's a gorgeous game. The lighting effects on it are amazing. Music is amazing. The music complements the game's aesthetic throughout the whole thing very well. I'm trying to think what else. Ran fine. I had it crash once on me, but it has a good autosave feature, so I didn't really lose that much ground. Easy 100%. I guess is the best way to put it. I think my main problem with this game, though, is that there's two main problems. One is that levels are way too long.
Like how long?
Hour each. The game at the beginning slogs. It's hard to push yourself through the beginning, and I get it's trying to teach you everything, but it does the sin of it teaches you something and then makes you do it 5-6 times within the world. So it's kind of like okay, I get it, let's move on. I don't know if I like the whole mechanic of as you move, your yarn goes away and you have to find different yarn balls, because I don't like games that give you those type of mechanics because it kind of stresses me out. And I get that builds to tension and difficulty. That's fine. I understand people really love that. I'm not one of those people. Whenever you give me a mechanic, you only have this much of space till you have to get an item, or if you have a time mechanic, it stresses me out to no end. It's the whole I can't play Pikmin. I can't play Pikmin.
Really?
No, the whole you need to find all the part in 30 days. I go no. Which my brother has been begging me for years. You have to play this. I can't do it.
You can't enjoy the game the story. I feel when there's time constraints.
Well, not only that, but you can't enjoy the world. I
Yeah.
feel as well, especially with a game like Pikmin, where they did a great job building this one. I'm I really want to explore this. Too bad I have 30 days to die. But this is kind of the same thing where it's there's so many secrets and wonderful things to be found. But I was always nervous to go try to find them because I'm okay, well, what if I don't find the yarn ball and then I'm dead? And it kind of hindered me, at least on my first playthrough, from going and finding the secrets because I was so nervous. But, and I hate admitting this, but I did want to find those secrets so bad that I was okay, let's find some videos where I can maybe try to find these. And the videos helped in me finding this stuff and how to do it properly. There was one that was completely ridiculous. You had this much left.
So did Yarny get smaller and smaller as you went or anything like that? Okay.
Yeah. If you couldn't, you have to find yarn balls.
Okay.
And if you couldn't find yarn balls, he would get smaller and smaller. And the main mechanic, which is using the yarn, the swing across things to pull things down, it would hinder those abilities as well. Which I think is a smart mechanic. It's a nice mechanic to add to a platform genre, but I think just at the core, I'm just not a fan of that mechanic overall. So I get to like I said, I'm right down the middle. I can see totally why this is dividing people because I can see people who are on that camp where it's oh man, I really hate that mechanic. But then again, I see on the other side, it's that mechanic didn't bother me, and there's so much great about this game. Like I said, I'm right in the middle.
It's interesting too because this game with Yarn, and then we had Yarn Yoshi before, where you got like unlimited.
Oh, so
yarn,
remind
basically.
me. Yeah, no. Trust me, I have the theory that there's only one reason this game exists. Because EA has shown they don't like Nintendo a lot. And that they're willing to copy their ideas time and time again. But, again, I think the only reason I don't say that, like, EA directly did this as an answer to Woolly World is because they didn't develop this internally. It was developed by a small studio, and EA just kind of picked it up, so maybe it was, like, a pity pickup just to shove it in Nintendo's face. But, hey, give a first-time studio, fine. I'm all for it. I think for first-time studio, I can't remember their name right now for the life of me, but they did actually a fantastic job. It was their first time.
It worked really well at EA. Like, everyone was going on about this game after it was announced.
Yeah. Because it was like that thing, you're like, alright, show us Battlefield, and then this game, like, whoa, EA showing color! Like...
Not even a new game, just color.
Because I remember that. I remember watching the EA press conference, I was like, wow, reds, blues, and greens! That's new for you, EA!
We're not in Kansas anymore.
We're not in whatever war-torn country you're going to throw the next shooter game in. This is great! But it's one of those things where I do like when big studios take a risk with a smaller title like this.
Mm-hmm.
I still argue that I think Ubisoft does it better.
Okay.
Because Ubisoft, yeah, you can crap on them for, essentially making the same game every time with the AAA titles, but, Valiant Hearts was something that was amazing, and I don't think this even comes close to that game. So I do like it. I'm still stunned beyond belief that EA did this.
Yeah.
This seems like the antithesis of everything they do. It really does.
It's not a sport?
It's not a sport. It's not a shooter game. It actually has color. It actually has life. It's a freaking platformer.
Yeah.
This seems like it has creative ideas behind it. This literally seems like the antithesis of everything that they do nowadays, which made it kind of weird playing it, because I don't know. It's one of those games that I would like to see a sequel to, because I think they could build upon this. I think for a first time, for a first game in the series and a first time studio, I think it's a good effort.
Mm-hmm.
I think the PC thing is BS, because I actually researched. You were not the only person that's happened to, apparently. I was not able to find any interviews from EA or the development studio at hand about the PC port. I'm actually kind of shocked I wasn't able to find anything. I thought for sure I was going to.
Yeah, you think there'd be something.
Yeah, nothing. Only scathing Steam reviews.
So just get your money back, or just don't buy it there.
I would say just don't buy it.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's worth the $20 though.
You made that statement, we were prepping for the Fire Emblem review, about how you also think it's just the timing of its release, and that it got released during all these, big amped up games. Too.
Yeah, it seemed like EA just, shoot it out.
Yeah.
Which is, yeah. Yeah, thank you for actually reminding me of that, because I didn't think about that. It got released, in the middle of Fire Emblem, Street Fighter, Far Cry, all these big AAA games, basically all the AAA games that missed the Christmas window last year. It's like EA just, shoot it out the door, And it could have been, the development team said they were ready, and EA's just alright, well, it's time to do what we do best, to make money, and I don't know, but this would have been a perfect game to come out in the summer, whenever there's not a lot to play, and any titles usually make a killing when they come out in the summer, because the big A companies are
Yeah. So,
I don't know, I think they should have waited. I do. And honestly, playing it does feel like a game more that's suited to play in the summer. Playing in the winter kind of makes it a little depressing.
Hearing about, the death and loss, yeah.
Yeah. But, I don't know, it's like I said, it's a good game, but it has some personal things with me. I think you would like it more than I did, which is why it's a shame that the PC port pooed it out on you.
Yeah.
So if you do manage to get it working, I do think you'll like it. I come in it's not worth $20. It's probably worth 10 to 15. I think you're fair paying for it.
For an indie game and stuff like that, yeah.
Yeah, and this is probably the time to play it when there's not really much out. The Pokken tournament came out today, which I don't think we're covering.
I don't think so.
Yeah, because it was one of those things where, like, after February killed all of us, we had to make a sacrifice.
We need to tend to our wallets right now.
Yeah, we had to get those back in shape, and the sacrifice was Pokken tournaments.
I still have to buy Hyrule Warriors Legend still.
Oh, that's at the end of the month. That's right.
Next week or something.
Oh yeah, that is next week.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Well, I got Star Fox and Uncharted now in the same week.
Have fun with that.
Oh yeah. Thanks for that delay, Naughty Dog. God.
At least it finally came out. It wasn't pushed back.
I'd rather, like everyone's upset about, like, oh, why does Uncharted 4 keep getting delayed? It's like, do you want a broken game when it comes out? We all saw what happened at E3. They're probably making sure it's fixed.
Yeah.
So, I'm cool with that. I can keep waiting, but it's like, within the span of 2 weeks, I got those two in Doom, and I'm just looking at my wallet like, you poor soul. Like,
I just don't like looking at my wallet anymore.
Ugh.
It's just there.
Yeah. So, I think I'd give this a C.
Okay.
Honestly, because I think it could build to something good. I think this could be a good series that EA could invest their time into and let this little studio, who clearly cares about what they're doing, like, they clearly care about this character in this franchise. Let them keep doing it. Let them keep building it. Let them keep making it better. But I think I think it's kind of a flawed start, and that's not a bad thing. That's not a bad thing in any stretch of the imagination. But I mean, I gotta judge the game based on what I played, and I think for what I played, it's good, but it's flawed.
Alright. That sounds reasonable.
But what do you get? No, I'm kidding.
I cannot see what I can give it.
I give it black, because that's all I saw in an EA logo.
Yeah, I give it... Actually, no. I'm just going to hold that to myself. I'm not going to say it.
Oh, boy.
I'm not going to dig us into that hole.
I still can't believe that, like, literally, we both get it the same day, and we're like, all right, we'll get this next week. And then you're like, well, the game's not working for me, so I'm like, okay, I'll give you time. I mean, we got Fire Emblem coming up, too, so let's do Fire Emblem first, and then we'll do this. And then, like, I'm like, all right, Fire Emblem's done. Paige, you ready? You're like, no, still not working.
It wasn't even... Here's how you found out is, oh, like, I told you how, like, I got the logos or whatever, and I saw this, and you're like, oh, are they made out of yarn? And I'm like, I don't know, because I can't pull them up again.
I was like, well, maybe she's getting there, and then, no, I'm so sorry.
I just thought my computer was awful. Glad to know it's not.
No, I can actually say you are not the only person that this is affecting.
Not surprised.
Yeah, so, AAA companies, the lesson in this review is get your PC ports working. Come on.
Don't ignore them.
Yeah, don't ignore them. Steam is not going away as much as you want it to.
It's not even on Steam, it's on Origins. EA's.
Wow, that's even worse!
Yeah, because I had to download Origins to get the game.
You had to give your computer a hemorrhoid to play this game?
Yeah.
Oh my god, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. I'm kind of stunned by that right now, honestly.
Yeah, my computer's sick right now.
Clearly, because, like, I've just heard countless stories of Origin just, like, messing up computers. Wow, okay. Well, if you want to find the rest of our reviews...
That do not involve PC Origins playing.
Don't download Origins.
No.
Just don't. Just... For the love of God, between the two of us, don't download it. That's EA's pathetic answer to Steam, and it doesn't work in the slightest. So, if you want to hear our other reviews, you can go to Tanooki at the post-game zone, and yeah, they're all there in one nice little playlist. We will also be having a stream very soon. We are just all very busy with schoolwork and other fun stuff. Probably probably have one within the next week or two. Probably.
Sounds good.
So, I'm Lehew.
I'm Paige.
And have a good week, everyone. Origin?
Yes, Origin.
It's on freaking Origin?
So I checked Steam first, because I was like,